Hey there, Crystal Thompson here for Unity Stamp Company. Today I'm showing you a super easy retirement card using one of the brand new stamp sets with coordinating dies from Unity. This is a super easy repetitive stamping card, which is my favorite type of card because it requires absolutely no coloring. And then we're going to top it off with some simple pearled embellishments. And again, the whole thing comes together super easy, and I think you're going to love how fun this new stamp set from Unity is. So to begin, I have a 5.5 by 4.25 cardstock along with the Happy Retirement stamp set that also has a coordinating die available for purchase. And we're gonna do some repetitive stamping. So what does that mean? So this means we're going to stamp this over and over and over. And so we're going to begin with this fuchsia. It's a beautiful purpley color. Start on the top. And then we are going to repeat this process. We're going to stamp, hold down for a couple seconds, and then we're going to lift up to really allow that cardstock to absorb that color. We're going to move on to our next color, which is a beautiful bright pink. And the hardest part of this thing is to really line it up. So if you had a large MISTI or a large stamp positioner, this would go a lot faster. But as you can see, I'm using a dry microfiber cloth to dry it up, and it's not sticking. I really love red rubber for that reason, that inks just don't end up staining it as much as, a clear stamp. And that's the beauty of Unity Stamp Company. So now we're going to move on to a yellow, and I'm trying to fit that happy in between the M and the T of Happy Retirement, and really trying to get all my colors in there. Then we're going to move on to our next color, and especially light colors, you might want to do a stamp positioner just so you can really get a nice crisp image. We're going to rock it back and forth just a little bit, and I did let this sit for just a little longer to make sure that it's going to get me a nice image. And then last but not least, we're going to get our last color, and we're going to stamp this down, and it fits just enough. I feel like the bottom part of the R and the T will be cut off the cardstock a little bit, but you can still see retirement off of that. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry. I have die cut the Happy Retirement, which is that coordinating die that I was talking about, and then using some black ink, I'm going to stamp the Happy Retirement again, and pushing that down and rocking it back and forth, and again letting it sit for a little bit. I would suggest using a stamp positioner or even heat embossing some black on this so you get a super nice, clean and crisp image. But ultimately it turns out really pretty, and this is an easy way to create a card with just sentiments, no coloring, no fussy cutting, none of that. We're going to place the retirement in between the first 3 retirements. And I use 2 layers of foam adhesive so it would be raised nice and high. And then I'm going to cut some nice little strips of the same white cardstock. As you can see, this is just some of the leftovers. And this stamp set has a hip hip hooray. So I'm going to stamp the hip hip hooray on this. And again, hold it down, and then we're going to run the whole thing through a trimmer to create a nice little ribbon, adding foam adhesive on the back as well, and then placing it right under that Happy Retirement. And I'm going to try to place it under the T so it looks like one whole piece, and then pressing down. And again, this has 2 layers of foam adhesive just like that Happy Retirement in black. And to embellish, I added a couple of these pearls sequins that I had in my stash. And the whole thing comes together super easy. You guys saw a real time of making this card. It took us less than 3 minutes. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I've missed you. I haven't made cards in forever. Life just got in the way, but I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing day.